Welcome back to Sosnovka, Sovkhoz, episode 17 with me, Mr. Silly P. We are moving the forage harvester, which can mean only one thing. I have brought over the low loader, and I'm trying, being the operative word, to get the spare headers onto the trailer. And it has been a bit of a game because the forage harvester is a little bit wider than the low loader, so I keep dropping off one side or the other of the ramps. So it's going to be rather precarious. I think if we get them in one piece, it's going to be a miracle. But anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment. And there is a reason behind it. As you can see, the money has gone down a little bit. And unless I purchase any more odds and ends over the next episode or two, we should be right for a little while, in which case no worries. If not, I'm going to have to do something to make some money. But again, we'll see how that pans out. This is really proving difficult. I'm sure that's not how it's supposed to be on. I suppose a forklift would be easier, wouldn't it? Get it on and maybe put it on sideways. Put it on from the side. Maybe. It's on now, anyway. Gather up the trailers. And the front attachment for maize. I thought that one, because that stood a bit higher, might be a bit wobbly on the trailer, so I'm going to transport that on the forage harvester. The rest are on the trailer. As long as I take my time, should be alright. Fairly uneventful. A little bit of rocking here and there. A couple of hairy moments where I thought I was going to lose boat, see what I mean? Rocking away quite happily. But they're there anyway. Can't be bad. Now we will bring over the forage harvester. I may actually need those trailers every now and again for doing certain harvests, or I could just buy a couple more or buy a large trailer. So I might just have these dedicated for silage and then get another trailer for doing harvesting. I'm not sure at the moment. I might get the big cramp, the 59,000 litre one, and use the truck cab with it, or a slightly smaller one and use a tractor. But the reason behind all of this is that to our left, field 18 I have purchased. I did that at the end of the last episode. Thought I had recorded it, but apparently hadn't, or had and deleted, I'm not too sure. But anyway, we've purchased field 18 over by the biogas plant. So forage harvester and all its paraphernalia, it's going to come over here, because what I'm intending to do is in that field 18, which is a fair size one actually, is put in a maize crop, and that will then be a silage crop. I'm hoping, and I know I did say this before on Bjornholm, to do a multiplayer episode and have some assistance when that field is ready to harvest. That said, the assistance I was hoping for last time wasn't available, so, but it is a much bigger field. It would take me ages to do it on my own, which I wouldn't want to do on an episode, because it would probably drag over 3 episodes, which would be incredibly boring. Plus I've already done the silage harvest over on 25 for the silage bay by the dairy farm, so I don't want to keep repeating myself. That said, if that's what people want to see, then yeah, fine, I'll do another silage harvest on there if that's what people are looking for. But I do want to start trying to fill up one of these silage bays, if not more than one, and sell some silage as well, because I haven't done that on this map yet. That will mean purchasing a couple of bits of other equipment, but nothing too drastic, I hope. I also prepared that field, that open area over by the sheep farm, over by fields 35 and 36 I think it is, Cut all the trees down in, what, 2 episodes ago? Last episode, I can't remember which one it was. Ready for buying sheep. I haven't bought sheep yet, haven't bought chickens yet, haven't done any wood chipping, haven't done potatoes, haven't done sugar beet. So there's loads more to do, an absolute ton of stuff left to do on this map. And I know if you are a fan of the Down on the Farm series at Bjornholm or the Westbridge Hills Welcome map, I do apologise, I am focusing a little bit on this one. I'm enjoying doing this map actually, it's one of my favourites. I do like this map. I mean, they're all good in their own right, they've all got different things that are good and bad about them. And I will try and get back onto the other ones. I'm just finding this one, it seems to be a natural progression from one thing to the next. It seems to be far easier. I don't know why. So this isn't going particularly well. It's rocking off the side. You have to get it just right. Or as close to it as I can. As long as I get the hook up symbol come up. That'll do. That'll do. Hook it up and get it off. There we go. It's not pretty, but it's done the job. So there we go, that's our forage harvester and all its equipment that comes with it, moved over to the biogas plant. Happy days. Probably leaving it just on the edge of the car park isn't the best alternative, but I've probably said this before actually on this map. It's weird, you get on Westbridge Hills there are barns dotted about, but not in kind of obvious places. On the sort of edges of the map and all over the place. You've got the one centrally at the farm. Bjornholm, you've got a few dotted about, but not many. And then this one, there are hardly any. So I'm going to leave the forage harvester under the waypoint. Yeah, it's undercover. It's probably not the best place for it. But there's no barns. There's not really anywhere to put it. Anyway, the biogas plant. This huge drum-like container here is for slurry, byproduct of the anaerobic digesters. As well as making the gas, is producing slurry. So the more silage we sell into the anaerobic digester, the more slurry we produce, and that tank will fill up. That said, here we have the Flegel hoppers and their control panel, which doesn't actually have any effect, but it's there. So yeah, Flegel hoppers, how much you're tipping into them with their motors, etc. Turn off the auto assist. I'm not quite sure why I put it on in the first place. So there we go, those are the digesters. They are going to be working overtime at some point later on. But that's the biogas plant. Fields are looking pretty good. I need to put something in 25 now. But 5 large silage bays here, and they are large ones. So that's the first bit of what I had in mind done for today. Second bit, I do need to put something into field 25, but in driving over to 25 I suddenly thought to myself, got a bit of money, let's whiz back over to 28. Yes, 28, and buy it. Why not? Right, so we now own field 28 as well. So, new purchase for the farm. So, back over to 25. Because we cleared the maize out of it, and I said before if I was buying other fields up, I'm now going to put maize over in 18. This one I'm going to have another canola crop in. So we'll have canola in 23 and 25. we've got wheat over in 10 and 11. We've got barley in 15 and 20. We've got grass in 14 and 19. So this one I'm going to stick canola in. I'm thinking, I think I mentioned this in the previous episode. I think I did. In 28, the one we just bought, I'm thinking of doing potatoes. It's quite a large field actually, to be fair, for potatoes, but of these three here that are in the row, 23, 25 and 28, 28 is the smaller of the three. So I'm thinking potatoes. That's the plan. But that's for another episode, possibly a couple of episodes away. We are going to jump into the Z-Tour, grab the fertiliser spreaders and begin fertilising on 25. Seeing as I'm putting canola into it, I'll get some fertiliser into it. Do my line across on the headland top and bottom. Make that rectangle. I'm thinking with these fields, as I said, it's a slightly different kind of way of doing things to how I've been doing it on Bjornholm, with the very specific kind of sowing and following the field outlines. Because we've got a lot of runoff space and a lot of area here, it's more open to big machinery and hiring workers and that kind of thing. I think, having spent a bit of time with the seeder, using the grass, having it set on grass, and rounding off the edges of some of these fields, I'm thinking what I might do is chop across the tops of them so they're more flat, because they're quite odd shapes. They taper in from field 23 across 25 to 28. Because it's got roads either side, they taper in, getting smaller with each one. So I might just flatten the ends off to make it a bit easier for seeding. Don't know, again, it's a thought process. Anyway, get this one going and carry on with the seeding. But because I bought the bigger seeder, I'm thinking, well, I've just set the Vaderstat on the Lamborghini on that field. I might as well get the bigger seeder. Why don't I just get the bigger seeder working on it? And I put the weight on, didn't I? I put the weight on because it will only work on certain trailers. With the weight on, it now won't hook up to the larger seeder, so I need to drop that weight off. And that's probably not the best place to leave it, because then I can't get the trailer out. Oh, dearie me. Think ahead. Right, let's drop it there out of the way. And now pick up the big old seeder. It'll just be a bit quicker. But I'll get that field done a little bit faster than just using the Vaderstat. I can either use them both together at the same time, or just leave this one running on that field, maybe. This is a big old train of equipment here. Better have the beacons on, you never know. So, I think the Lamborghini's just turned around and is going back up the field. You can just see it off there in the haze. So, open this up. Make sure it's on canola. And we'll get this one going. Is a little bit bigger, this one. Right. Okay, so now that one's off and running, I don't need the Vaderstat running on there as well. That can be just moved out the way. I'll shut that down and I'll move that back to the farm in a little while. I know I've got a few things going on at the same time here. it's all a little bit kind of sketchy. Right, fertiliser is finishing in field 25. Yep. And it's running quite low because I didn't realise when I moved it over here to start fertilising I hadn't filled it up. So whether or not I will get to the end of here without... I shouldn't run out. It's going to be pretty close. Very close indeed. We are just going to do it, I think. Yep, okay. Just filling that tiny little gap that I missed there. And that's field 25 fertilised. The seeder is chugging away quite happily. So that'll be our second canola field. To be fair, the first one can't be far off harvesting. Yeah, that is a big old unit, isn't it? T9 and a Horse Pronto. But this is the sort of map you can get away with it. Bjornholm, I just find is a more enclosed map. There are some big fields on it, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot going on. The topography, the hills, there's a lot happening. And I just felt doing the Down on the Farm series, this big machinery just didn't seem to fit. I mean, I don't know, maybe other people do use big machinery on it. But this one just it seems to work. Big open, wide open spaces. It's a big seeder. I suppose because it's a cultivator and seeder as well, but all those pipes. Right, we will get the Zetor back to the yard, refill this, because it really does need refilling rather drastically. We are depleting our finances. So I'm going to be juggling a few different things at the same time. Bit of plate spinning going on, if you look, pardon the circus analogies. Yes, I'm going to take the Zetor over to field 18 and start fertilising over there, whilst the seeder is continuing on 25. I'm probably then going to take a seeder over to 18 and get some maize put into that as well. Bit of multitasking. Get those workers working, why not? That's what they're there for. So this is quite a big field, this one, actually. I am toying with, because there's a lot of open space here, we're right up to the sort of edge here, a lot of trees and then a bank that runs off to the left hand side, but over to the right hand side, over towards the biogas plant, there's a lot of open grass area to the right of this field. So I'm considering, and it is at the moment just a consideration, I'm considering getting a big plough and extending this field even bigger, so it's a real good one for an all crop harvest. But anyway, we are getting towards the end of this episode. I seem to have got a lot done. We have got a lot done. It doesn't seem to have been. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. We are going to continue in the next one with our seeding and cultivating. If you like it, give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment. As usual, whatever you decide to do. Thanks for watching.